Ayuk right. They motion McCaffrey. Backwards pass to McCaffrey. And he's going to throw downfield wide open. Brandon Ayuk! Touchdown! San Francisco! He can run. He can catch.
Get on fire!
Christian McCaffrey can throw. Schultz to the other. Going to throw out left. Intercepted. Deommodore Lenoir.
Wow,
Dak
what a
Prescott
play!
just threw him the ball on the outcut going left to CeeDee Lamb. Deommodore Lenoir comes up with the game's first big play. Here's Prescott back. Has time. Throws out left, intercepted. Ball got tipped up and taken by Fred Warner. Jimmy Ward tipped the ball, and Fred Warner with the INT. They're going to give it to McCaffrey coming left. McCaffrey, touchdown! San Francisco! He has thrown one, he has caught one, he has run one.
What's going on, 49er faithful? The nitty gritty Niners talk crew is in the building, and we are back to talk about this matchup. Week 10, 49ers versus the Bucs. They got that victory. Peachy, what's going on this this beautiful Monday evening or afternoon, wherever you may be at? Happy Veterans Day out there, everybody.
Yeah, happy Veterans Day to all who have served or have family members that have passed on that are no longer here that have served, or friends, or whatever it is. It's a beautiful day. It was a beautiful day of like recollection of a whole lot of different memories, different things like that. So kind of had a melancholy day at work. Just had some conversations with coworkers whose family has passed on that served and everything, telling them a little bit about my experiences as well in the military and everything. So it was just that kind of day. But the 49ers did get the win, and that made it all better. Actually, all three of my teams won this weekend, as a matter of fact. So it was a really good weekend.
Nice little trifecta, right?
Yes. Yep.
For Peachy's three teams. I guess the Lakers they snuck a win in there or something like that. That's what I'm thinking. Trying to think of that third team. But yeah, like happy. Well, I knew that team.
Got you.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out the third team. I was thinking it's the Lakers. All right. So look, the Niners got the victory. They won 23-20 and a kickoff. That's I don't want games to come down to the field goal, but the walk-off kick, like a walk-off home run, sometimes games just going to come down to a player stepping up and making it, and the 49ers were able to get that win. A lot of walk-off kick field goals, I guess that's what they call it in the NFL in Week 10. Yeah. I was thinking of the Lions game. Luckily, the poor Broncos, man, they had the Chiefs. Because I see Chiefs again in here at the 9-0. Like he must have posted 9-0 9 times. Yeah. We can see on 4. Listen, 9-0. Congratulations, you're 9-0. We'll see you in the Super Bowl, buddy. All right. So look, man, it is crazy. It's a victory, and it might not be sweet, but all victories, you want to celebrate. So happy Victory Monday out there. Listen, we're praying for our fan Mo's Nose, man. We already know we got the news, bro. We definitely got you and your wife's family in our prayers, man. So listen, be strong for the family. Be strong for your wife. That's our sister, man. We love you, bro. And we know that you're here always with us, man.
And we will hold it down for you.
For sure.
We'll make you proud, Mose. We promise.
We got you. So Tanya says, "Hey, Wayne and sis."
Hey, Tanya.
So I always have issues with some of the things she posts, right? So like, why can't it be hi, bro and sis? Did I lose the bro status? Because I was bro for a minute, and then somehow I lost the bro status. Like, you know what I mean? But it's cool. I appreciate you, Tanya, sis, for being here on the live show. Let's go back. Jackson's in the building. Let's go, faithful. Victory Monday. A win is a win. Gritty and all. That's actually a dope tattoo. Now that if you can get it at the right font, a win is a win, gritty and all. I got a rhyme, but I kind of like that. So, Jax, Thank you for that. Brandy Williams is in the building. Hey, what's going on? She's a huge Patriots fan. I'm sorry, but I had the Patriots losing to the Bears. But for some reason, the Patriots said F me and they got the dub.
Congratulations, Brandy. You and my nephew Cameron, as a matter of fact, are like diehard Patriots fans. Even like Tom Brady's gone, he still, rides with that team because that's the team he started out. You know what I'm saying?
That's dope.
He is, so he was ecstatic because the Patriots got that win. The Bears, something's going on with the Bears. I think I know what it is. But either way, congratulations again, Brandy. A gritty win also with the Patriots.
Was there a win gritty? They won by 15 points. What happened?
I think that it was just gritty because, like I was about to say, Drake May wanted to speak with the team. And he got permission to speak with the team and was able to lead, and talk to this team about how serious they were about winning games and something was off in their practices and everything. So it was really cool to have a rookie to come in and, be able to just hold a team meeting like that for them to allow him to do that. That was pretty cool.
100%. Alejandro in the building says hello to the faithful. Eddie G and the Bulldogs in the building. Matt says way to hype up the intro. Appreciate you, bro. That definitely, man. Look, my man Kieran in the building. What's good, Breezy and Peachy? Hey, man.
Hey, Kieran.
There it is, man. A win is a win. Like that's what it is. You know what I'm saying, Mizell? Win is a win. Don't bother me in the building. DeMarcus Elliott in the building. What's going on, man? Everybody out there. Again, shout out to everybody in here, man. We appreciate you 1,000%. Uncle B in the building. What's going on, man? Listen, hey, man, look. You did call the close game. Hey, Breezy, the one that called the close game for I know who you are. I trust me. I got a good memory. Plus, you reminded me on a different platform.
Yes.
But nah, seriously, you did. And you know what? Rightfully so. I think, Peachy, he's talking about the game being close. I know when we do score predictions, I think, me, I be on the, you ever watch Kings of Comedy? You ever seen that?
Yeah.
Remember Cedric the Entertainer skit? Like, was it Bernie Mac? Who did the I Wish a Motherfucker Would? That was Bernie Mac, right?
That was Bernie. Yeah.
Okay, so I be on the wish factor. Somebody be on the hope. I be on the wish. I wish that the 49ers could put up 30 points a week, but I'm starting to realize that may not just be what this team does this year. Like, and when I look at the NFL, I'm like, man, scoring is kind of like low. You got your one outlier with the Detroit Lions who barely put up 30 against the Texans.
Crazy. 5 INTs.
No way, Jose.
Game.
Really?
Jared Goff threw 5 interceptions in that game.
I hope.
Shout out to Jimmy Ward because he was a ball hawk for the Texans defense.
I think it was Cedric the Entertainer with I Wish the Motherfucker Would. I think that was said.
It might have been. Yeah.
I think it was said.
Yeah.
Because he was like, I hope and wish. Yeah. But that's what I think the faithful feel. So when I do my score predictions, I be on some I wish, that they can get there. But, Matt was on it. He said it was going to be he was going to be 7 points. It was even closer than that, man.
It sure was. It was 3, wasn't it?
Yeah. It was 3 points. It was tight.
Field goal 3.
It would have been more than 3 points had Jake Moody not missed 3 field goals.
Yeah, but the whole point is that the 49ers won the game. It was one of those wins where you're like, oh, the 49ers won that game. We got to try to go on a run. I think that if we, take care of business with Seattle and keep going, I think that the fan base will feel a lot better. But the fan base kind of felt like I did. Like, we just kind of grazed out of that win. Gritty, just like, everyone's been saying or whatever. That's the motto thing that everyone's been saying. But it was definitely not for the faint of heart. The game was one of those nail-biting games where we were hoping that we weren't going to have any of those for, anymore. But maybe that's just how it's going to be.
Maybe it is. You know what? I was cool, calm, and collected this whole game. I don't think, other than that one Brock Purdy pass where he missed Juwan Jennings wide open and had Ricky Pearsall wide open, I was cool, calm, and collected. Even the 3 missed field goals, I wasn't ready to choke a motherfucker. Like I wasn't. I just wasn't. What did I message you? Tell everybody what I messaged you.
Relax.
And did I not tell you how the outcome of this game was going? I just want you to tell everybody what I said to you.
Yeah, Breezy said that Jake Moody was going to kick the game-winning field goal, that he was going to win this game for us, and that we need to relax, and that I'm too wound up, and I need to calm down.
I ain't say all that. You making all that stuff up. I didn't get into all the details with that. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, I'm just playing. But,
I definitely didn't do that.
He did say relax. And that Jake Moody was going to kick the game-winning field goal. Yeah,
I don't know why I get these premonitions and intuition. I watch too much Final Destination. I think that's what it is. One of my favorite movies was that New Line Cinema. I watch too much Final Destination. I be seeing this stuff happen. I said, this dude missed 3 field goals. Ain't no way he missed 3. I said he's going to get an opportunity to kick the game-winning field goal. He went out there and do it. Now I know people were pissed. And I understand you should be, because our kicker can't be missing, right? Retro Gamer, like our kicker. Tanisha, what's going on? I didn't mean to not say hello. We saw you.
Tanisha.
That's why I put it up there. Moody needs to go or needs to improve. Let's start right there. This is a nitty-gritty show. Let's get down to the nitty-gritty. Let's get to Moody needs to go. Peachy, what's your take on Jake Moody?
I don't feel like that Moody needs to go. I feel like that he will need to go if he doesn't improve. Just coming back off an injury, we don't know if he had enough time. Like, I don't know whether he had enough time off or not. Nobody else knows that. And you're bringing these players back. You're expecting a lot out of these players just coming back, of course, because we have to, because we needed this game. So you brought him back. We'll see how he does against Seattle. If he looks shaky against Seattle, then it might be time for us to look elsewhere.
I'm hoping we don't attempt any field goals. Like at this point,
I hope not either.
But if, like Peachy said, if he gets the opportunity, I'm sure at home he's going to play with a little bit more confidence. That was his first time in that stadium too, by the way. I don't know if people know that. And so, new kicker, he was a rookie at Raymond James Stadium. So, I know it's his second year, and I'm not giving him any excuses. I will say this, to double down what Peachy said, and listen, I'm not the head coach. I don't know what the hell goes on in Kyle Shanahan's head, but the way it looks like Kyle Shanahan not moving on from him. So, if I was Kyle, I would, put a little bit of more pressure onto the kid. Like at this point, he's got to either be able to kick it or he can't. And so under pressure is the name of the game. If you're going to be a professional kicker, you got to go out there and make your field goals. I'm the big guy that's on. You got one job, homie. You ain't got to do 15 different things. You ain't got to block. You just got to kick. Right. And I don't know why he's struggling mentally. It's not physically. I don't know if the injury was the issue here. It was more him trying to overcompensate for missing the first one. When he missed that first one, he was trying to kick the ball more the opposite way.
Yes.
And so that he needs to be, we need a better special teams coach at this point. Like, I don't know. Like, somebody need to let him know, listen, man, you missed it. Cool. Right. Like, it's cool. Yeah. Like, make the next one. And it don't need to come from a player. It needs to come from the person coaching him to kick. Do we have a coach that coaches players how to kick? And before anybody answer that, happy birthday to our brother Thomas Latrell. Oh, he's out there, man. Listen, bro, let us know what's on the birthday menu for the food, man. I'm dying to know what you about to turn up and do. Let us know. You know what I mean? I'm dying to know. Let us know what you about to rock with. But happy birthday to you, my brother. Happy belated birthday to two of our own, Fair and Miss Debbie. Happy belated birthday. I feel like I had a birthday this morning on the show as well. And now my memory gone. Or was it yesterday? I can't remember. I don't know. But happy birthday to everybody out there. If I missed your birthday, happy birthday. All right. So, look, and that's just my take on him. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he's got to go out there and kick it again. Since we're talking about Moody, let's talk about, and we'll get into some 49ers news. Let's talk about the Deebo Samuel situation.
I thought it's his Thomas' birthday that we'll put up his comment, Deebo for special teams coach.
Hey, man, Thomas, I know we usually disagree. But for the first time, bro, I'm about to high five you, man. Psh, we're brothers. Psh, that is it. Because somebody has got to put, you know what? F me, F my take. Peachy, what's going on in your head when you saw the Deebo Samuel situation on the sideline? Because I know a lot of fans out there are a little pissed at Deebo for putting his hands on another player or whatnot. But I want to get the Peachy take. How you feeling about,
Okay, so I've watched football for a long time, like for decades. I've seen a lot of crazy stuff on the sideline. I feel like that this right here was warranted. I'm so behind Deebo on the way that he acted. Somebody needed to. I feel like that's what's missing from this team is fire. I feel like that, like Jerry Jones said, or not Jerry Jones, sorry, Jerry Rice said a couple of back weeks ago, he said that if that had been him and the team was playing the way they were, that they would have had all kinds of blow ups and everything on the sideline. And I've seen a lot of comments about how Deebo don't do this and Deebo that. I don't care about that. It doesn't matter. When you are a leader on a team, it doesn't matter what you do at that particular moment. It matters what you are trying to do to fire up the team. Because I honestly believe that Deebo coming at Moody that way, letting him know, dude, this is crazy. Like, you've missed 3. That's 9 points in this game. I get it. Wide receivers drop passes. Y'all say that Deebo's, washed up, that he doesn't have anything left, that he's not moving, like Kyle puts him back there, as running back, and he's not doing, and all this stuff, and he can't do this, and he gets beat. Now, I don't care nothing about that. We needed somebody to show a little fire on this team because there's too many things that have been okay that people have let slide. Too many things. And Deebo had just had it at that moment because he knew that we were going to need those points, and they were gone. And it was like three times. That would irk anyone for real. It really would. And what's crazy about it is it actually irked Kyle. Kyle was just like, I didn't really know how to take that, to whether I should say something to him, what do you say to a kicker, who, is going through that and whatever, like, do you get onto it, and you could just tell that he really didn't know. So Deebo stepped up to the plate and did it. And I honestly believe that Deebo, like, telling him to, basically get it together in his words and whatever, is the reason why he was able to kick that game winner. I feel like that he calmed down. He just, realized, hey, I gotta be the hero of this team. Like, I have to make this. And he just seemed to be, that's whatever. Tabor Pepper, on the other hand, I like Tabor Pepper a lot for different reasons, but I will tell you that I really felt like that he should have left it alone. It's just 2 grown men going at it. 2 grown men going at it. Moody is a man. He's not a child. He needed that. He literally needed that. We have no idea what these players are going through. We do know that Deebo has aspirations to get back to the Super Bowl. And we were 4-4, I think, if I'm not mistaken. 4-4. Yeah, we were 500. This NFC West is crazy. Deebo knows we can't do this. Like, we have to get it together. You got to get it together. So I'm just saying that it is what it is. I'm glad it happened. We need to show more fire on the sideline. One thing we've never had is hardly that, happen. And I'm glad it did. Man up and do what you're supposed to do to try to help this team win.
Very well said. And I agree. There were a couple of things happened on the football field, and so Moody is a young player, and he's very what's the word? I don't want to say emotional, but the emotion of him of defeat. He looks defeated every single time, and from what I was told that Deebo said from the clip that we got, the words that he uttered was, what was the words that he said? Oh my gosh. It wasn't anything derogatory other than the simple fact
that line up or line something up or something like that.
It was, I forgot what it was off the top of my head, but it was something for him to get back in sync with himself. It was basically that. Whatever Deebo said, Tabor Pepper took offense to it, and he got in the middle of it. Lock in.
That's what he said. Lock in. Yeah.
So lock in. So when he did that, Tabor Pepper, at that point, my issue with Pepper is, hey, bruh, he wasn't talking to you.
Right.
And so, at this point, to me, that's where Tabor was wrong and jumping in something that wasn't his, And so he needed to be checked. And I see a lot of comments out there. Everybody needs to be checked. I need to be checked. You need to be checked. People need to be checked. We basically need to be held accountable. And that's all it is. Literally. It's all being held accountable. No player is bigger than the team. When you wear a C on your chest, that gives you the ability to be the checker.
That's right.
Right? And so if Deebo's having a bad game, then another captain better go up to Deebo and say, get your shit together. Lock in. Let's go. Stop dropping passes. It needs to come from the person that's wearing that C on the chest.
Right.
Felt like Deebo had that. He has the C on his chest, so he has the pass to do so. It doesn't matter who it is. And I've seen Deebo cheer on players. I've seen Deebo not in the game cheering on Ricky Pearsall. So y'all can miss me with all that bullshit. Because if he can cheer for a player, he should be able to check a player at the same time. It's checks and balances, ladies and gents. It's checks and balances. Now, as far as him putting his hands on Tabor, Tabor got too close. Proximity, I was about to say something. Proximity, my boy.
It was right there in the way.
Space.
In the way.
Space. And so you gotta respect people's space. Some people are quick with hands. If you get in their face, you have no idea what type of traumatic trigger you about to trip off.
Yeah.
They might just be quick with it. Deebo just shoved him. I like the OGs. I'm with Peachy. I'm old school. I like the OGs. You have no idea how many fights used to take place in the locker room.
Exactly.
We trying to get back to a winning championship team coming off of our bye week and stuff not going right for us. And like PG said, dude missed 3 field goals. So I'm a huge Jake Moody Michigan fan. So I'm saying get your shit together, lock in, young fella, kick all the balls you need to kick. Go Jake Moody, you got money, my boy. Go buy some people, put them in the stadium, get people to call timeout. I don't know what he got to do, but he got to lock in here.
Right.
It's not physical. He's not missing because of his physical attributes. He clearly could kick the ball into the end zone. He's missing because when he misses, he gets into his own head.
Yeah.
And so shout out to the checker. Shout out to the team getting the dub. And we need more of it. We need more grit because I'm going to tell you right now, Peachy, it's November. And it's nothing but gritty football about to happen. The weather's about to change. And you're going to have to win games by any means necessary. Now, as far as Jake Moody being a part of this team moving forward, that's to be continued. Like, we don't know.
Right.
But he's still the kicker. So why we keep putting him down? Why don't we just big him up? Now, if he's no longer the kicker, then we can talk all our shit. But since he's the kicker, let's check him, hold him accountable, big him up, cheer him on. He's still a part of the team. That's what the one thing I don't get is why we got to just put everybody down so much. It just kills me. Now, he has to be better, and that is what I'm trying to that's the only thing I'm trying to check. He has to be better. He has to be better. He has to figure out how to get better. I don't know how he going to do it. I don't know what he needs to do. Right. He just came off of a month of football, missing football. Whatever he need to do to get back into the swing of things, he's going to have to do. But, again, the team found a way to get that dub, and I think at the end of the day, a win is a win. Like we said earlier, it's the only thing that matters. They won ugly against a tough team on the road.
Yes.
I think people are forgetting, Peachy, that Tampa Bay is a tough team.
Yeah, even without having missing Godwin and Evans, and then their main guy went out on offense's O-lineman. Why can't I think of his name right now? The one that got hurt during the game.
Wirfs on their team? Yes.
Yes. So even missing them, like they've been competitive. I mean, you guys got to remember, like they literally gave the Chiefs all they could handle whenever they played them. Tampa Bay is a very competitive team. Anytime you play against a competitive team, one thing that they're going to do is they're going to compete. They're going to compete for the whole entire game. So you have to put teams like that down. You have to stop them from like scoring and doing what they need to. We had, I don't know, it got scary, just like I said, when Bruce Irvin just took over and just,
I don't know. I don't know. I get what you're saying. I do. Peachy, read this comment for me. I'm looking up something real quick.
Okay, Mark, hey, so because he's a third-round pick, that's why.
All right, so let's talk about this right here.
Oh, Lord.
Peachy, do you gamble? Like, do you play bets and stuff? That's what I mean.
Every day. Parlays. Every day.
Okay, so is there such thing? Unfortunately, I'll go to a casino, I'll play a few slots, but I can't do the sports stuff in my state. I'm just not fortunate because Connecticut sucks. Is there something called house money? Like when you do stuff like that, do you get like free money you could kind of rock out with, or
bonus bets. Whenever you went right.
So what do you do with the house money? Do you kind of like just go all in and take a big chance?
Yeah, of course, because you're not taking nothing from your account to pay, like to play. It's already there. Yeah.
Oh. Have you ever heard of something called a compensatory pick?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what that means?
Yeah.
What's a compensatory pick? I'm just curious.
That's a pick that wasn't originally yours.
Oh, so is that called house money?
Right. It's the same as house money.
Oh.
You can literally just take a chance.
Hey.
Whatever you know what I'm saying? Because that pick wasn't even supposed to be yours anyway. It's just like a free pick.
It's a free pick.
There you go.
Free pick. So, Mark, I get it. Third round pick. At this point, though, you're not going to hit on all your picks, dog.
No.
And so if you got a pick that ain't even yours in the first place, I'm going to play around with it. Our pick, if I'm not mistaken, was Jair Brown.
Yep.
That pick was a house money pick. I could be wrong, but I thought it was a compensatory pick they used.
I think it was a comp pick as well.
On Jake Moody.
I'm almost positive it was.
So it's I'm not saying it's okay because you want to hit on all your picks, but some picks just ain't gonna pan out, dog. And you know what the question is, Mark? The real question is, when do you walk away from it? When do you say, all right, this didn't work, and let it go? And I think that's what it comes down there. Like, comes down to it. And I totally understand. Listen, man, we could have a conversation. I totally get what you're saying, but we could have. Mark, every year in the third round, bro, we've been drafting running backs, and none of the motherfuckers is on this team. The one year, they draft a safety and a kicker, and we mad. Look, Maybe Jake Moody won't be on the team in a year or two. Maybe they move on from him. I don't know. But what happens if Jake Moody starts knocking down all these picks?
Exactly.
And then we're going to say, oh, that was a great pick. Mm-hmm. Now, for those like John Chapman that doesn't want to waste any draft picks on any special teams players because of this, because of this reason, that's super fair. Why waste a draft pick? And I'm with Mark. That's why Mark is saying we could have drafted a different position, blah, 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 blah. I get it. But we not them, man. I don't know why they do what they do, bro.
Right.
This team is weird. They found a quarterback in the 7th round. Yeah. That may be the franchise. We can't be mad at the picks we miss and be excited at the picks we hit on. Like, it's a gamble. So it's a gamble.
So my whole thing is the reason why, and I actually got into it with somebody on social media about this as well. Aponte, it might have been. I can't remember if it's Aponte, Croc, somebody. We act like Jake Moody has not, like, his field goal percentage is really good.
This year it was 80% last year.
Right.
I think it was 83% to be exact. He finished the season. It's you know what it is with Jake Moody, Peachy? It's when he misses. It's the situations. Mm-hmm. And if the kicker is not kicking a lot, like a lot of the other kickers, because our team was scoring touchdowns a lot last year,
right,
then he wasn't put into a bunch of situations where he had to make these field goals. And when he missed, he missed. And he missed bad. Like, he would miss. And they were all overcompensated kicks. Like, he was overcompensating one way or the other. Right. So I will say this. When it comes to Jake Moody, you know, this year he was 15 for 16, if I'm not mistaken. So he had one miss, and then he got hurt.
Yeah.
And agency is saying Moody's was 2% less than, was it 2 whole percent? That doesn't sound right, because it could have been, but I don't think it was 2 whole percent. It might have been.
Okay, let me ask 2%. You guys this question. So the 49ers, you know, get right, or what's the other one that the Jets just picked up?
Anders Carlson. Mind you, they're both veterans.
Do you think, right, but do you think that Anders Carlson is going to make every single field goal?
I think because he hasn't missed as a 49er, the 49ers think he will. Yes, even though he's an 80% field goal kicker too. All these kickers are 80% kickers, which means they're going to miss at some point in time. I think the difference between an Anders Carlson and a Matthew Wright is that they've been in the league. They've been cut.
Yeah. Well.
And that, to Mark's point, then why draft Anders? Thank you, Terradome. Why draft a kicker, right? Why draft a kicker if you can get one off the street? So I get it. I totally get it. You know what I'm saying? Collie says, didn't Moody cost us the game? He did. Brock Purdy had the worst game to me of his career last year.
I'm talking about that Cleveland game.
And then he had the best freaking closing drive, and Moody missed another pressure kick. Yep, it happens. But didn't Jake Moody make a field goal to get us into the Super Bowl?
Yes, he did.
Oh, it's so weird.
But the selective amnesia is just hilarious. How you do that, and I don't really care, because this is nitty gritty. If nobody didn't know, so this is a show, like, Peachy don't hold back on this show, and I'm just saying that Jake Moody is, of course, he's going to miss field goals. Now, am I mad because he missed 3? Well, of course I'm mad because he missed 3 field goals. But that doesn't mean that he's going to go into the Seattle game and he's going to miss there too. There's a lot of players besides Moody that I could literally look at and give a side eye to, because even though that would have been 9 points for us, we would have been up on the Bucs, whatever, the way that pass rush was not coming through in that game. We should be lucky.
You want to go to the pass rush?
Lucky.
So you want to talk about the pass rush?
We even came out of that game.
That's what we're doing? We talk about the pass rush?
No, I'm just saying.
Let's talk about you talk about 9 pressures? You talk about 9 pressures after Tristan Wirfs gets injured? Wait. I'm asking you a question. You talk about 9 pressures.
Yep.
That generated after Wirfs. You talking about Justin School, who handled Nick Bosa one-on-one.
Handled.
Let's talk about Nick Bosa for a second. Since this my show, I'm going to talk about it. Let's talk about Nick Bosa's little punk ass, because this is what I saw. I know what you saw, but this is what I saw with my 2 eyes. I'm trying to figure out how you got a quarterback and you literally got his arm. Literally. We're talking about Jake Moody winning this game and having that didn't even have to happen, because on 4th and 7, how does Nick Bosa, former NFL Defensive Player of the Year, let me move my mic back so I'm not yelling at anybody. I'm asking you a question though, Peachy.
Sure.
How does your Ohio State guy, former NFL Defensive Player of the Year, have a quarterback's arm and allow him to throw a completed pass? You got to help me with this, because I know if I had Baker Mayfield's arm and as strong as I am, I'm breaking that shit. And you can't find me for it because I'm trying to tackle him. So he could have did 2 things. He could have tried to bring him down to the ground with the arm and forced him to throw a bad pass, or he could have pushed the shit out of him and forced him to throw a bad pass. So tell me, Peachy, how does that happen on your watch?
It was unbelievable was what it was.
He did a Eric Armstead again with the Dak Prescott bullcrap.
Right. It was really crazy, because this is the same guy, Baker, and all that stuff. He used to light him up whenever he used to play him. And I swear, it's like they were just out there, like Nick Bosa was just trying to hold his hand, and that's it. It was so ridiculous. Like, the way that Bosa played yesterday, like, I'm really shocked that he even got the sack. Like, I really wonder if someone told him on the sidelines, look, whatever's going on with you, you need to get a grip out there on the field, because we have no idea if something was said to him on the sideline or not, because it probably was. Somebody's probably like, hey.
Wait. The part that pissed me off the most, though, Peachy, was the dude was smiling.
Yeah.
Now, I saw Barack's comment. You can't play football worried about a call. If you get the call, you get the call.
Yeah.
The 49ers on that same drive, do you know what this number 4 represents, Peachy, on that same drive? Do you know what my number 4s represent? Can you take a wild guess?
Probably missed tackles.
Nope.
Oh. Worse than missed tackles?
Penalties on that drive.
Yeah, that's right. Yes, yeah. That was a crazy drive.
I don't care. Like, I see your comment, Kylie. I do. I see everything y'all saying. I see Terradon's not a closer. It was 4th and 7. It was 4th and 7.
It was crazy.
I'm trying to figure out how one of the best defensive players in the NFL has only got one job. You want to talk about jobs?
Right.
Sack the quarterback.
Yeah.
Is that the penalty yards, Rob D? Shh. I tell you what, they were all first downs.
It was really crazy to even realize who was out there when Tampa Bay was doing this, like, on that, when they were just running down right out.
Deebo, you not going to say nothing to Nick Bosa? You could take him, bro. Apparently, he's scared to tackle anybody to the ground.
It's crazy. I don't know. Deebo might.
Alejandro, that's a good one, bro. I don't have laughing sounds. You get the applause from me on that one, bro. I'm so pissed off at Nick Bosa and his shenanigans,
I'm not exactly sure. And then had the nerve to smile and do the stupid dance.
What? Look, the dude was smiling.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And he's a little bit too freaking happy for my liking.
All I'm saying is, I don't know if he was worried about a penalty. Damn, that not getting that penalty, the Niners got 4 right after that.
Yeah.
So it's like, I swear, that wasn't the Rams on Santa Clara. Man, that wasn't a stiff arm. his arm was stiff. He didn't even push Nick Bosa, bro. Like, that's my point. Like, they're calling it a stiff arm for media purposes. Did you watch the game? Did you watch the play? I can't show it here. But it wasn't a stiff arm, dog. It was just literally a stiffed arm, and Bosa should have broke it. Like, I'm sorry. Like, you
just
take
like you said,
it should have been a Hulk slam.
Either knock him down.
Like, that's what I would have did.
Do something. But you know don't let him get that ball out of his hand like that.
And that is the issue.
That's crazy.
With the 49ers.
Mm-hmm.
They're no longer tough. They're no longer tough. And that's the issue. I know we won, but I thought the toughness, I thought that little what's soft stuff left when Eric Armstead didn't sack and break Dak Prescott into two.
Yep, you're right.
Because he was afraid to get the penalty.
Mm-hmm.
But I thought that's when the softness left. Pause. I saw soft last night.
Yeah.
I know y'all talking about this. I know. I'm not. I'm more concerned why Nick Bosa could have closed the game and he didn't. I think that's my issue.
Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying? And CJ Gray, bro, love you, man. There's no comparison. Peach, remember I was telling you, and this is not a shot at your former Ohio State guy, but where is he? Where's the bear? I'm seeing a cartoon bear. He's like playing like Baloo.
Yeah,
like
I told
need.
Yeah, I have always been critical of my Buckeye players whenever they play like that. I agree with Breezy. Right now, he's playing as soft as cottonelle tissue.
It's not a shot at
that soft is what he's doing, because it's like he is really just not looking like the same. And somebody, I forgot who I was. I don't know who I was listening to, but somebody said that he should never. This year, that he definitely should not be a Pro Bowler because he's not playing Pro Bowl football, and that he should not be a Pro Bowler unless he improves over these last games that we have coming up with this other half of the season.
I love this show.
That he should not be a Pro Bowler.
He need about 10 more sacks.
Right, because he's not playing like a Pro Bowler at all.
I understand he gets double teamed. I'm not looking up them pressure rates. It's not that show. But I just know that in Sacktown, Izzy, this was not shot because he's from Sacramento, bro. But on that play is when I lost my faith in Eric Armstead. Because you watched the show. You watched me. And you know I've been pissed off about that ever since. It doesn't have no issues with me and Eric getting into it on social media. It was more the simple fact that, bro, you had him in your hands and you decided to not do nothing.
Yep.
That game of football is gone. You didn't have to excessively force him down to the ground, but Nick Bosa had this dude in the arm. He didn't have to break his arm like I'm saying, which is, if this was old school football, Tom Brady would have had a broken arm.
But he would have just had a broken arm.
Tom Brady wouldn't have he would have been like, good shit.
Yep.
But we let Baker Mayfield complete that pass.
Yeah, it was wild.
Come on, y'all.
Even Tom Brady, who was up there doing the game, was actually just like in disbelief that he was able to get that playoff.
Like, how does that happen? You had him, and they had him before that to where he escaped. But when I saw Nick grab him, I'm like, yeah. It was like, you ever see Money Talks? Did he grab you like this, or did he grab you like this? What up, Big Perm? All right, Sentinels Football Channel says, can we extend this conversation to the overall lack of power the defenses have to control and defend a quarterback?
Yeah.
I'm not a conspiracist, right?
Okay.
But doesn't it? I said Money Talks, or did I say Friday? I was saying Perm from Money Talks, but I thought I said I mean, Perm from Friday, but I thought it was Money Talks. That was one of my favorite movies. Can we extend this conversation? I feel like something ain't right. The math don't math. And I feel like, okay, Peachy. Oh, I got to find this stat. I don't have it off the top of my head. But Todd Bowles rarely blitzed this season. Rarely.
Yep.
Rarely. He blitzed every freaking down. Brock Purdy had what he was 28 for 39 or something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
Well, 22 of them pass attempts were blitzes.
Exactly.
He went 18 for 22.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And so against the blitz, Brock Purdy played really well against the blitz. And I just was like, dang, every team has a blueprint to beat the 49ers. And I don't know what Kyle Shanahan did to the league, but whatever he did, the teams are coming after him. And if you got an aggressive-minded defensive coach, because Todd Bowles coaches the defense like Kyle Shanahan coaches the offense. There's no defensive coordinator there.
Yep.
If you got a defensive-minded coach that's aggressive and old school, they coming after Brock. Now, Brock's going to have to figure out a way to figure stuff out. I thought he was good most of the game against the blitz, but Kyle's going to have to find a way to shake some stuff up and change some things up, because how do you negate the aggressiveness? Because you can use people's aggression against them. How would you negate that? And for some reason, we just struggle against quarterbacks. Yo, like our defense isn't tough anymore. I thought we were supposed to play. Matter of fact, we played too violent. I think we overplay.
Right.
9 missed tackles in this game. Let me get my goddamn stats up. They used to be up. I don't know
we
what
definitely have a lot of plays where we're over pursuing.
There you go.
And when you over pursue, then it might as well be a miss, because that's what happens whenever you get too aggressive. And you gotta, and we see Irving just walk right through that.
Is that the one on Nick Bosa? Is that the one he missed? Mm-hmm. Yeah. 5 penalties on the defense, 49ers still back. 5. 4 came on the last drive.
Mm-hmm.
So 4 came on the last drive. Yes. Now you're talking. Now, Baracus. Now we talking the talk. He's the key. He's the key to the D.
And it won't be this week. So
it won't. We'll talk about that.
Letting you guys know.
And when he comes back, don't expect it to be the same either.
Right.
It's gonna take some time.
Yeah.
Just like Christian McCaffrey, gonna take time for the offense to recalibrate. That's the word I was looking for earlier. It's gonna take time for the offense to recalibrate back around Christian McCaffrey. And I know that for a fact, because every check down, Brock Purdy threw the ball to him like 7 times. Just to check down. And it was positive yards. So that's how I know the comfortability from Brock to Christian is way different than what it was from him and Jordan Mason. And I'm not saying Jordan Mason wasn't open, but Brock just didn't trust it. I could tell. Same plays, same dial up, different results. And that's the quarterback to the check down. That's a different 9 missed tackles. We still talk about the defense, right? 9 missed tackles. So 9 missed tackles. All right, but they did have 22 stops in this game. They did. The defense wasn't totally bad. Nah, they had 41 tackles total, and they only missed 9 of them. It's not bad.
It always seems like it's so many.
Because it happened on one drive.
Right.
Yeah. The only drive you saw. Like it was like whenever the only drive we paid attention
ran through
to.
Him like butter. Yeah. That one that he did that like almost
the
spin move.
Who the one? No, he put somebody on a skate.
Right.
No, you're talking about a different one. He put somebody else on a skate. Like somebody got cut up like with a razor blade cut. I was like, damn. And guess where he was? On my bench. Motherfucker bench. I didn't think he was going to be one.
I didn't think that he was either. Like, I had no idea that he was going to go off like that. But like you said, a lot of it just happened on one drive. He just...
Yo, the Niners defense. Was crazy. Does anybody have the stat about the Niners defense in the first half in the rushing yards? They finished with a total, if I'm not mistaken, 110 rushing yards. But I really think in the first half, maybe even the first 3 quarters, they didn't even have 50 yards.
Yeah.
Like, literally. The Niners defense was holding. Run defense was on point. Then there was that drive. Look, we got some questions, Peach. That's what I like about the show. They be getting the questions in. 49ers _ throwback. So Brian Schneider ain't getting fired. Nope. Nah.
Yeah, I honestly think that who we got is who we got, and I don't think they're going anywhere. Not this year.
He ain't coming back after this year.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Right. Next year, but this year, yeah, we are. I don't know where we're ranked for special teams, but it's got to be like.
I can look it up. I mean, we got to be dead last.
Close. If not, it's got to be like 29th or 30th, 31st. It's got to be like right there. It's crazy because you have a.
That's crazy.
Because we can talk about special teams.
I mean,
what in the world doing? They're not. Look, yeah, that's another.
I mean, and returning. All right, so on kickoffs, we're ranked like in the middle. We average about 26.4 yards per return on kickoffs. As far as on punts, we are ranked closer to the end. We're only averaging 8 yards. That's why I was pissed off about that. Matter of fact, that's how the game got where it was. So
went crazy because it's like whenever that happened,
that was it.
Then, because why is it when we have something crazy that somebody on this team does, like in whatever phase of the game it is, why is it like depress the whole damn team? Like it seems like it just goes down like downhill from there. It's crazy.
It's that play that bugs us out, right? Yeah. And so after that, the team gets out of whack, and they got to figure out a way to get back in sync. And I think it's almost impossible. I think it's almost impossible. Now, a lot of people, I'm seeing some questions out there. The 49ers, you said Hurricane 774 says, I saw it on TV, but been third down ranked. Are you talking about the 49ers where they're ranked on third down? I actually have those numbers. Do we know when Greenlaw is coming back? So I got some injury updates on some of these players. So let me go through these. Let me just pull up my right screen. I do apologize. And so let's talk about Greenlaw. Kyle Shanahan said he does not anticipate to open up the practice window for Dre Greenlaw this week. So there will be no Greenlaw this week. And honestly, I'm guessing he'll probably open the practice window up the Green Bay Packers game.
Right.
And I'm thinking he'll play on that one of those road trip games, like maybe the Buffalo game. I'm hoping. Yeah. If not, back at home against the Bears. I think that would be it. Yeah. What about you, PG? Like, how you feeling about the Greenlaw? When do you think Greenlaw will be back?
I agree with that. I was going to say that since the window's not since the window is not opening this week, I feel like that even if it opens up next week, I feel like that Buffalo would probably be, which is a great game for one, because we're going to need all weekend to handle going up to Buffalo playing that game. So I really hope that we have like full strength, and our defense is full strength, and hopefully Greenlaw will be able to play in that game.
100%. You also asked about Chris Conley, Corey, and they're hoping to get him back this week. Potentially, he has a hamstring. He's dealing with a hamstring issue, so hopefully he'll be back this week. Per the reports out there. And as far as Kevin Givens, his status is pretty much uncertain, so they may have to end up putting him, he's dealing with a groin injury, on the IR at some point. Nick Bosa did play through a hip injury in this game, but they ain't got no reason why he ain't can tackle.
That has nothing to do with that right there.
It might have been why he couldn't get the pressure, but you had the pressure.
But he's right, yeah.
I just want to put that out there, As far as Nick Bosa, we talked about him. As far as George Kittle, I believe he's dealing with a hamstring irritation. He'll be reevaluated on Wednesday, but Shanahan doesn't seem too overly concerned about that. Mitch Wishnowsky has some back flare-up, so we're not. Remember, we worked out Presley Harvin again. We brought him back, so there's a possibility we may be making a move with Presley Harvin. Renardo Green, the quarterback, is listed day-to-day with a toe injury, so day-to-day is good. It's not week to week, it's day to day, so we'll see how that works. Let's talk about what the Niners did today. They did have a couple of roster moves. They signed cornerback Nick McLeod to the practice squad, and they released safety Adrian Amos. So those are the new moves that they made. PG, I'm just curious to know, do you feel like the Niners are going to do? Is there any other moves they might try to make? If there's any other position you think you can go out there and then add some depth to this week against, the Seattle Seahawks, which is a must-win because the Seahawks did release their linebacker.
Yes.
Do you think that the Niners,
their
starting linebacker? I don't know what the story is as far as why, but do you think the Niners say, "Hey, let's give them a shot," because they can upgrade at the linebacker position? But what would you do? What would Peachy do?
I would definitely invite him in to come in. One, because we're playing Seattle this week, and two, because a starting linebacker, everyone was floored. They're like, wait a minute, it's like week 10 and you're releasing one of your starting linebackers who has started every game this season. So I would definitely bring the 49ers. It can't hurt. It cannot hurt to bring him in. I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't try to bring him in. I feel like that they went out and got the cornerback that they got today because of special teams. Because just finally, we got to do something on special teams. This ain't it. And apparently this guy is really good at special teams. The reason why that he was let go from the Giants is because he wouldn't take a pay cut. But he's probably happy he's away from the Giants anyway because,
get me out of New York
as
quickly as possible, right?
Yes.
Get me out of New York. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. There's a possibility special teams gets an upgrade. Hopefully Chris Conley comes back. He's an ace on special teams. You know what I think? And I do feel like Brian Schneider is an issue. I think scheme is bad. And because we didn't even talk about the turnover, how it happened, right? So
God.
Darrell Luter Jr. Now, I feel like both players are to blame, but I'm trying to figure out if I'm blocking you, how do you get off the block? You know what I'm saying? I see some people comment on the YouTube saying that Darrell Luter Jr. was in the way. Yeah, he was being blocked in the way. Now, my question is, if I grab you, isn't that and I bring you to the ground, it would be considered a hold. So now you're gonna get a penalty for trying to shed you off of me. I gotta figure it out. But he was being held and pushed into the play. I don't know how that wasn't a penalty to this day. You know what I mean?
It's the same thing that happened in this. Wasn't it Seattle? Yeah,
they didn't give it to us though. Remember?
Right.
We had to challenge it.
Saying.
We challenged it, and they didn't give it to us.
Yeah. But I'm saying this is something similar to what happened in the Seattle game. For some reason, they get blind whenever things like that happen. It's just, I don't know. It was crazy. I saw people where they say when you call for a fair catch, you just got to stop where you are.
Did he call for the fair catch?
Well, that's what I'm saying. I don't really know. I just know that that's what people were saying, that, he called for a fair catch. Then he should have just stopped where he was instead of, so it's just a bunch of, I don't know.
Well, a GSU for life, according to him, Luter has to get his behind out the way from the returner. And listen, I agree. But if he's being blocked, I don't understand how he could get out the way if he's being held and grabbed.
Yeah,
I personally feel like
weird.
On that, Jacob Conway's got to communicate, get the away, away, signal something, just to alert Jacob is looking dead at him.
That is what is on Schneider, because I feel like that some of these guys that we have on special teams may not know what to do. And that's on the coach. That's literally on the special teams coach. Why did we get rid of Hightower? Because
he kept getting faked.
Right. But also because he had people back there, and sometimes they weren't exactly sure either what he was wanting them to do or whatever. They had some kind of whatever. I feel like with Schneider, that it's almost the same thing. It's like maybe Cowing doesn't know what to do. Like,
none of them do. Not Luter,
right. It doesn't
Cowing.
seem like any of them do. And Schneider, is his job as special teams coach to have them prepared.
Bingo.
For these situations.
Bingo. And the reason why I brought that up, though, is because he's dealing with a bunch of young players.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? And so you're dealing with players rookie year, second year, like they got to know their assignments. They got to know, hey, on a punt,
right?
Just don't be out there. Like that's what you're saying, right? Just you feel like don't be around the returner. And so like communication, knowing where to line up, that has to be on the coach. Like at some point, the coach has got to coach these guys. Like at some point, you got to be like, whether they learn it in high school or not, you got to remind them. Got to find a way to remind them.
That's another reason why that we got this cornerback that we got from the Giants. Because apparently he knows a lot about special teams, is really successful with it.
Well, they're putting veterans back out there. Like, you get what I'm saying?
So now exactly.
Yeah,
someone who knows what they're doing out there.
Yeah, I'm trying to find this thing. Tabor Pepper says the beef was left in Tampa via his IG story. Left the beef in Tampa, and the focus is winning a divisional game this week. All right, Tabor. All right. It was more like pork, but it's cool. We're on to Seattle. So Tabor Pepper, that's dope, man. Beef is left in Tampa with the victory. I like that.
Right.
I like that. Thank you, underscore throwback. 49ers underscore throwback. Appreciate that. Like, so yeah, that was put out there. Our SF 49ers, my man Raj put that out there. You know what I mean? So, hey man, look, it is what it is. Peachy, let's just talk really quickly. Let's give a quick sneak peek. We got a divisional matchup this week. We said we're going to give people a sneak peek. 49ers versus Seahawks preview part 2. All week long, I'll be breaking down this game, giving you different types of shows. Peachy, Brock Purdy against Seattle, he's damn good.
Yep.
What are your thoughts about this week's matchup? They're coming off of a bye week. They are traveling. What are your thoughts? What are your concerns?
As far as the offense goes, especially with McCaffrey back, I feel like that this offense is going to be on point. I feel like that Brock, which is always good against Seattle anyway, and even was earlier when we played them, I feel like that Brock's going to have a big game against Seattle. There was a lot of good things on this offense that I saw. The one pass that he had where it dropped into McCaffrey was just amazing. That was wow.
That was on a busted play.
Yes.
As far as protection, and he just floated it up there.
That was so crazy, and then let him get it, and then he went and got it. That's what he does. I feel like the offense is gonna be great. The defense, on the other hand, like I'm really worried about our defense. I really need our defense to whatever is going on with them.
What part of be specific, because in this game, the defense gave up 20 points. Subtract 7 of those points. The defense would have finally hit my number, 13-14. Right. That's where I want us to be. And the reason why I said that is because you got to give 7 to the special teams. They just whatever. But what specifically about the defense irks you?
I feel like that they are going to have to, like, whatever they have going on with the pressures on the quarterback, I feel like our pass rush needs to improve. They need to tighten up. The one thing that they don't need to do is they don't need to let Geno get out of the pocket and be able to run and do the things that he can do we have to do that. We definitely need to apply more pressure to the quarterback.
I could dig it, man. Pressures, and they particularly play Seattle well. Like, for some reason, the matchups are better.
Right.
I know these are the things we need to correct. You need to correct the missed tackles. You're going to be dealing with Kenneth Walker, maybe a little bit of Zach Charbonnet.
Yep.
They're a little shifty, right? So you got to be able to tackle. You talked about the pressures, and the penalties. Like, the defense has to play better, sound football. Like, they just do. They can't get some of those silly penalties, even though in that last game they were so questionable on that last drive. It was ridiculous.
Yeah.
But at some point they got to figure out how to just settle in. I think the defense starts off great and then they get gashed up the middle with the run. So the interior, and I don't know, it has to be the offensive teams making adjustments to go power against our defensive interior, because for some reason in the beginning of the game it don't work.
Right.
But come that third quarter,
as the game goes along, definitely. Yep.
Yeah. So it's a little crazy. So I'm with you on that one. I do want to put this out there offensively. Like, listen, Brock Purdy has a 114.3 passer rating against the Seattle Seahawks. Okay, against the Seattle Seahawks. 114. He's thrown for 1,049 yards, 8 touchdowns, 2 interceptions in the 4 games. And so I just think Brock plays really well against this team. The last time we played, he went 18 for 23, 64.3% completion percentage, 255 yards. He threw for 3 TDs on October 10th. This might be another George Kittle game. I think the Niners offensively will get going, especially now that they got Christian McCaffrey here. You got to remember, they didn't have McCaffrey last time, so the defense didn't really know. Now the defense won't know how to adjust if Christian McCaffrey gets a little bit more on his workload. So we'll see what happens. I think the Niners offense will be fine. I think that Metcalf should be. I need Metcalf there. We will probably more than likely be without Mooney Ward, so that could be a problem. That could be a problem. So we'll see what happens up in this game. Against the Seahawks. McDonald didn't coach well to me his first game.
No.
Will he make adjustments? Didn't. We shall see. I don't know.
And it's a possibility, just like you said, and a lot of people in the chat are saying it should just be another game like it was when we went up to Seattle and beat them in Seattle too, because sometimes it's just matchups. It's just the way you match up well with the team, and you just do it all the time, and that's what we've done. So I don't see why we couldn't. And our defense seems to play better against Seattle for some odd reason. And again, that could just be matchup. It could just be matchups.
Or it could be a mental thing too, right? So it could be matchups, and it could be we were tired of getting our butts kicked for all these years, and we changing the narrative. I don't know. I think it's more matchup based, like you said. I think the 49. I think Kyle Shanahan knows how to scheme, and the team just knows how to play within that defense, in my opinion. So we'll see what happens, though, because they're probably going to get some players back that are healthy for them, as well as we get some players back as well, and we'll get to see some other players, get out there. I really do expect the 49ers to win. I won't be giving a score prediction right now. Neither will Peachy. We'll give that a little bit later on throughout the week. But I think the Niners are on the right track, right? They went on the road. They got an ugly win in Tampa. They got the hell out of there. And now they're going back home where they can, they could change their clothes. They could look dipper and dapper. They could get right. They could eat the right food, be on the right clock. Like, they could just get back to being a band of brothers. And I think they'll go out there and do what they need to do. Peachy, any final thoughts before we get up out of here? And you can close out the show, and we will see you guys next Monday.
I just wanted to say one other thing. Looks like Seattle has signed N'Keal Harry to their practice squad.
So wait a minute, maybe.
That's why
I can't even say what I'm saying
about DK.
Maybe
not
DK
sure,
won't be there
because they are apparently looking at
Jackson Smith and Jigba would be the guy on my threats video. This week.
Exactly.
Jesus.
Mr. Buckeye himself. Exactly. So nobody is afraid of anything that N'Keal Harry could do. It's just some information that came out that they did pick him up. So I'm just wondering about DK's health, if they're gonna put him in that one, or if they're gonna go ahead and let him wait one more game before they do. So that's what that is. Thank everybody for hanging with us, being in the chat, always being faithful, of course. Like I said, this is nitty gritty, and we get down to the nitty gritty on the show. So this is the show if you want to get the realness out of content creators. And this is the show that you need to make sure that you tune into every Monday and everything. Wayne Breezy, of course, will be talking about this game all week long. The Wayne Breezy Show and the BAM Show that he'll be doing. Then Thursday, he'll be doing the Madden Challenge, of course.
Oh, we lost that last week too, man. my facial expressions on that was crazy. Oh, but we won in real life.
We won, right. Yeah. So
beat us again.
The things are changing. So,
yeah.
But we almost. Never mind. We're not even gonna go through that.
We gotta stop.
But y'all are silly. You guys are crazy. GSU, please stop.
Whenever he comes into the room, he lights the room up. I try to ignore him, but he writes it in a way to where I can't ignore him.
I know. I was trying to until I read the last.
He asked me, was I coloring my hair? Are you saying I'm going bald? Like, I'm trying to figure out what he means by that.
No.
My shit is black as it could get. Black or... Oh, my beard is gray, but I don't know. It's all good. Guys, keep it nitty gritty.
It's been great. Again, wishing everyone a happy Veterans Day. If you were able to do something, if you were able to get some of that free food that I wasn't able to get a hold of, so I couldn't get out of work in time. But I hope everybody do what they need to do. You guys are awesome. We'll see you guys later.
Ain't nothing bald about my head, bro. I don't got the Kevin Durant. I don't got the LeBron James. Nothing receding. It'll get there one day probably, but I'm good, man. Come on, man. Damn it, you. 260 waves. Who is this motherfucker? Like what? Yo, we out, y'all. Bang bang 90 game all day. Peace.
Hey.
Breezy, gritty, this that 9
Mo's nose.
Peachy, fear the dog.
It's about that time, everybody turn your TVs on. The Mo's nose, Peachy, Breezy, and Fair to God. They keep it nitty gritty when they bring you 9 to talk. We two gorillas, silverback, 9 silver.
You know it's busting the discussion cause we get it in. Every time, you know we grinding, I was 8 to 10. We always play to win. The faithful going hard. It's Wayne, Breezy, Peachy, Mo's nose, and Fear to God. Let's get it.
Nitty gritty, this the 9 is tall. Don't like it, better take a walk. Nitty gritty, this the 9 is tall.
We outline players up in chalk.
Nitty gritty, this the 9 is tall. Don't like it, better take a walk. Nitty gritty, this the 9 is tall. 9 is tall. Nitty gritty, this the 9 is tall.